Hi guys, so today, ignore my makeup, it's 4th of July, but I don't have anything to do till later, and yeah. So anyways, I'm Callie if you're new to my channel, and I don't always do storytime videos, but sometimes I do, so, if you're here because you're watching this and you're new, then hit the subscribe button. I upload videos every week. Sometimes story videos, sometimes story time videos, wow. Sometimes other videos, so yeah, if you want to see those, then hit the subscribe button. But anyways, today's story is, I would say me posting this video is probably inspired by Tana Mojo, because if it wasn't for her, Stalker Story little series, I don't think I would have thought to post this story time really. But if you haven't seen those, definitely go watch them. They're really entertaining, and I'll link them below if you haven't seen them already. Okay, so to do a little disclaimer, because I feel like I have to put this in here, because I don't want people to think otherwise. I am not making this video to make this girl feel bad in any shape, way, or form. She's probably going to watch this. I hope she just kind of gets the message that it's, her actions are unwanted, I guess, and that they're kind of scary, and also I'm not trying to make fun of her in any shape, way, or form, or any mental illnesses that she has or anything like that, but I don't know what she told me is true. I don't know what she has, what she doesn't have, so I never would want you guys to think that I would make fun of something like that or make a video just to make someone feel bad, because that's just not who I am. But I wanted to tell you guys this story because I want to let you guys know that if you're in a toxic friendship, you can get out of it. It's gonna be hard, but you can do it. And I know sometimes for a lot of people, it's either staying in the toxic friendship or being alone, and it's hard to choose being alone because that's scary. But when you're with a friend, you're not their keeper. It's not your job to keep them sane, I guess. When you became friends, that's never what you sign up for. Obviously, it should be an equal balance of supporting each other, but when it gets to a point where things that they're doing to you is affecting your mental health and your ability to be happy, you should not ever feel bad cutting them off from your life. If you don't want the negativity, and if you are trying to just be a better person and surround yourself with better people and work on your mental health and yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not selfish in any shape or form. So I guess with that said, that's why I'm sharing my story with you today about my ex-best friend who turned into my stalker. So yeah, let's get into the story. Okay, so the story starts in 2014. Yes. This has been going on for a while, so, or maybe actually, the story really starts in 2013. My friend, let's just call her Vanessa. Vanessa I'm still good friends with to this day. I'm hanging out with her next week, or tomorrow? Yeah, today's Monday. Anyways, Vanessa used to have this friend, Amy. And Amy and her, I always heard stories and stuff, and like they were going to a concert together, and she had like a lot of complications with this Amy girl and stuff, and I never really understood it because I didn't know the full story, so I didn't really know where Vanessa was coming from or anything like that. So I had a warning, but I didn't really take the warning fully. So fast forward to 2014, when this concert was that Amy was supposed to go with Vanessa to. They they went to it together, and after the concert I was supposed to walk both of them back to their hotel with my parents because I went to the same exact concert. Now, oh my gosh, am I gonna get the names mixed up? Because it's not their actual names, but anyways, Vanessa, I think that was who I originally chose. Okay, Vanessa, obviously we were already friends, so we got along fine. But Amy and I, we got along great too when I first met her. Like, this was my first time meeting her. I walked them back to the hotel. She's funny and stuff. And Vanessa gave Amy my number, and we started texting. I was staying an extra day because there was 2 days. It was not a 2-day concert, but there was 2 concerts of the same artist in a night in a row. Ugh, I can't talk. But so I was staying the next day, and I just had more luck with the artists the second day, like seeing them and stuff, like before the concert. But Vanessa and Amy, they left because Vanessa's grandma, she had drove them down to Detroit, and she wanted to go back that day, and they didn't have tickets or anything to the second day concert, so there was no reason for them to stay. And I didn't really find out till later, but I know, like, I was texting Amy, and I knew she was, like, really mad and stuff because she wanted to stay, and she, like, wanted to be with me and stuff like that. And so right off the bat, after that happened, there was a new movie coming out that me and Amy both really wanted to see. Like, I started texting Amy more, and she was like, oh, I'll buy you tickets. And I should have known, for, like, people who are, like, just starting out to be friends, like, you don't usually buy your friends, like, that much stuff, or, like, stuff right away. I mean, like, I was like, oh no, you, like, don't have to do that. And she's like, oh no, like, I already bought them and stuff. And I was like, oh, like, that's so sweet and stuff like that. And yeah, so I went to the movie and stuff with her, and etc., etc., and 2015 rolls around. And everything was just fine and dandy. Like, we were getting along so fine, and, like, she was nice, nothing was wrong. And so the beginning of January rolls around. I go back to Detroit for my friend's birthday. A bunch of my friends from different parts of the state, we're all getting together in Detroit for my friend's birthday, and we're staying at a hotel. And when I'm with my friends, I hang out with people who make me not want to be on my phone, because I just prefer to hang out with people like that. And so when I'm with my friends, especially if they're ones that I don't see every day, I put all my attention on them. I don't really check my phone and stuff, and most people understand that, because, I mean, like, if you're with a relative you haven't seen in a while, you're not going to pay attention to your phone the whole night. So yeah, I was with them, and Amy was blowing up my phone, and I checked it later in the night, and she was, like, saying things like she was in the hospital and stuff and like that, and she was texting me, so I was like, it must have not been that serious if she has her phone and she's texting me, because, like, for example, when I went into the hospital when I was, like, sick, like, I texted my friends the next day when I was, like, all settled in and I was feeling a little bit better in the hospital, and I was just like, hey, like, I'm okay. I'm at the hospital, but I'm okay. Like, that's why I wasn't answering your text or anything. So, when I see her text about that she, like, went to the hospital and stuff, and I think she said she was, like, out of it now, I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? And then she had, like, sent me a bunch, and then she was like, she just got, like, really angry, and she was like, you don't care about me, like, blah, 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 you were ignoring all my texts about the hospital and all this stuff. And I was like, well, I'm, like, at a party, I wasn't checking my phone. And she just got really angry and vicious that night, and from that night forth, it was like a flip just switched. And every single day, something I would do, like, I would be like, hi, and she'd find something to get mad over it. She was very vicious and mean and angry towards me, and always made me feel bad, like, every single day. And she said she had a lot of different mental problems and stuff, and like I said, I don't know whether that is true, because she lied to me about tons and tons and tons of stuff. And one of the things is she kept saying she was checking into the mental hospital that's like by me. Obviously she used the name, but whatever. And I had met her cousin once. We all went out to dinner, and she said that she was checked into the mental hospital, but she actually didn't. And she pretended to be her cousin, texting me from her phone. And she did this multiple times where she would lie about going into the mental hospital and stuff and getting help and all this stuff. And I knew, but I didn't know how to say something and be like, I know it's you texting me and not your cousin and stuff like that. And then when she quote unquote got out, I'd be like, oh, like I'm gonna go like message Raven on, I'm gonna go message Lily on Facebook and be like, oh, like thank you for texting me while she was in the hospital and stuff, like I really appreciate it. And I would tell her that, and she'd get so mad. She's like, don't message her, like if you message her and like send me out, like tell me all these threats and stuff. And it like was so clear to me, and I was like, you wouldn't be that mad at me wanting to thank her if it was really her texting me. And this continued on until May, early June. Every day. It really started affecting me in school and my social life, and I was just constantly like upset, and it was affecting my grades, and the end of the year was nearing, and I had exams and stuff, and I just was just overwhelmed with her just being mad at me and bullying me and all this stuff. And so I was taking driver's ed because I was 15 at the time, so I was old enough to be able to start taking it. And when you're in driver's ed, like you can't have your phones out, you can't be texting. And at the same time I went into driver's ed, she happened to actually, for real this time, go into a mental hospital because she started calling me from the hospital's number. And prior to this, she was like, will you visit me and stuff? And I was like, yeah, like, we'll see, like, I'll have driver's training and stuff. But obviously, like, the whole time I was a good friend, like, I wanted to still, like, I wanted her to get help and stuff like that, so our friendship wouldn't be like that, and I wouldn't keep getting hurt all the time. And, so she goes in, I asked my mom's like, I'm not comfortable with you going and seeing her. And my mom never really liked her this whole time. Like, always take your parents' advice when they say they don't like someone you're hanging out with. 99% of the time, they're right. So, yeah, I couldn't go visit her, and while I was in driver's ed, I guess that was like her call time to call, like, family members and stuff, and she would blow up my phone. I think I had, like, one day, like, the most calls I had was, like, 60-something calls from her in voicemails, and she would leave just vicious voicemails every single time. And I had to block the mental hospital's phone number because it was blowing up my phone so much, and I was in driver's ed, and I was trying to focus on exams and stuff. And so I did. And when she got out of the hospital, she sent me very, very, very nasty text and stuff. And nearing this point, I just knew, I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's affecting my mental health and happiness way too much. I can't continue on with this friendship. And I talked to my mom about it, and she was like, you know what, you can use me as a scapegoat. Just say that I no longer want you hanging out with her and you're not allowed to. And so I did. But the problem was that me and Amy were supposed to go to a concert together in August, and this was in June. And she had already paid me for the concert and stuff, but I had the tickets because my parents and I had bought the tickets. And I was like, I'm going to give you the money back for the ticket, and you're not coming with us in August. And I know that sounds like mean, but like I already told her that I didn't want to be friends anymore and stuff. And really it was supposed to be just like a super happy weekend. Like I had gotten these tickets as a present, and it was going to be just awkward, and I really didn't want to ruin my trip to this concert and stuff. So I knew that she'd be able to like buy new tickets with the money anyways and go with someone else. So I was like, I'll give you the money back. And it was like $300 something. And my family, like, I've never, like, we're not rich or anything like that. So $300 something, like, we can't just pull that out of our pocket. And obviously we have to like buy foods, pay bills and stuff. So it took a little while to get to her. And I would block her on every single social media, but she'd still find ways to like threaten me. And she'd be like, oh, I'm like gonna have my lawyer like call you, and I'm gonna like sue you for the money and take you to court and stuff like that. And it was just super ridiculous. It hadn't even been that long. It wasn't even like I paid her by like mid-July, and this was like mid-June when this happened, so like a month later. And it was so ridiculous. Like I would try everything. Like she would like message me on every single social media, make accounts to message me from, and I just kept blocking her. And I was like, I had told her like, you'll get your money. Like I already had her address to send it to and stuff. And so finally my mom, we were able to, my mom was just like, whatever, like, we'll figure this out, like, we're sending her the money so you don't have to keep being harassed. And so, me being dumb, I thought that was the last I'd ever hear from her. Psych, no. Because now that she was my ex-best friend, I did not know that she would turn into my stalker. And this is where the stalker story comes in. So fast forward to August. It was a big concert. It was a stadium concert. I thought I wouldn't have to see her. Again, I thought wrong. Because I was standing over by, like, the buses, like, in the concert venue. I was just, like, chilling there with, like, a friend and, like, my mom, and, like, there was other girls there that I, like, didn't know and stuff, but I was just, like, leaning up against a fence. And, because, like, the security guards at Ford Field in Detroit, like, they're really nice, so it's, like, it's fun, like, if you're not doing anything, to just, like, chat with them and, like, talk to them about their job and stuff. But, I should probably make sure this is still filming. Hold on. We good. Okay. So I'm just standing there. My mom, she has fibromyalgia, so she has, like, back and leg and everything issues, like, with her body gets really sore. So there's, like, here's the fence. There's a driveway and a pretty wide sidewalk, and then on the other side of the sidewalk there's, like, those little, like, weird, like, middle things that, like, for some reason are on sidewalks that are, like, it'll have grass and then, like, a curb thing around it, and then you hit, like, the actual road and curb. But my mom was sitting on that, and I was all the way over at the fence. So there was lots of people who come in between and stuff, and if they were looking over towards my way, they wouldn't see my mom. And so, that's what happened. So she not walks by, but I was, like, in the middle of the gate thing, and she walks towards the end of, like, the wall and where the gate starts, and I see her, like, real quick. I turn my back because I don't want confrontation. I want to talk to her, and she stands there for, like, a solid, like, 15 minutes with, I don't know who the girl was, and Amy's just standing there for, like, 15 minutes just talking to her friend, pointing at me and watching me, and literally so freaking scary. My mom told me all of this after the fact because she was sitting on the other side and Amy didn't see her, and so my mom saw her doing all this with her friend. And so yeah, it was really sketch. And so fast forward to the night after that concert. This particular happening, I don't know if it was her or not, but my friend from Canada, she was chilling in my hotel with me because she had to drive back really early, so I was like, oh, like, you can just, like, crash here for a little while. So we were in my hotel room just chilling, and it was, like, really late, and Amy did know what hotel I was staying at because, I mean, we originally planned to go together and we booked a hotel like way back when, and so she knew where I was staying, and it was really late at night, and then all of a sudden someone starts pounding on our door and trying to get into the door. Now, the reason why I questioned or even thought that this may be her was because she went with like 4 girls, and 2 of the girls I already knew, and they were texting me and they were like, oh my gosh, like, Amy just got kicked out of our hotel and she took the car that we came in, like, we're stranded here, like, can you drive us back tomorrow morning? But like I said, Amy's crazy, so I didn't know if this was like kind of like a weird like tactic or trick to like make me like see her in person and have confrontation. And I was like, no, like I had already had stuff to worry about, like with my friends and stuff, and I was like, no, like I can't drive you back, I'm sorry and stuff. And like a little bit after that happened, we get like the pounding on the door and someone trying to like wiggle the door, and we're like I'm looking at my friend like, what the heck? And my friend's looking at me, and her friend's like, well, old friend, they're not friends anymore, but anyways, so then we're like, we get up and we like slowly open the door and there's no one there. And so that particular situation, I don't know if it was someone knocking on my door because of who my friend was, or because it was Amy knocking on my hotel door because she like followed us back or something, because after the concert we like went up to the hotel and then we went to get something to eat at the restaurant there, and then we went back up, so it would be very easy for anyone to see us at like different times going up and out of our room. And so that really freaked us out. Turned out that the 2 girls, they were telling the truth. Amy had gotten kicked out of the hotel for being crazy and fighting with them, and she took the car and stranded them. One of the girls' moms ended up having to come all the way from the other side of the state to come pick them up, and yeah, so I feel bad about that because I didn't help them out, but I really didn't know, and for my own safety, that's why I said no to them. So again, after all of this, myself thought that it was over. No, it's not. Fast forward to 2016. So I told you I blocked all her accounts, all these new accounts she made and stuff. So it's a couple months ago, and this anonymous account, like, very weird username, like, very vague, had no pictures, had no profile, had no description, any of that, follows my friend. Now, she's the same friend who came from Canada who was in my hotel room that night. And we thought it was just one of her stalkers, because a lot of people like to lurk on her and stuff, and etc. because of who she is. But, so we're just like, whatever. And then that same account follows me, and I was like, yo, one of your stalkers is like stalking me. Turns out it's Amy! What do you know? Oh my god. Hi, Amy. Yeah, so she DMs me, and you know what? I can pull up the DMs right now real quick for you guys, and, I was like, you got to be kidding me. After all this time, you're still stalking me. So, let me find it real quick. Okay. So, the first message was hello, and I'm like, hi. And they're like, do you remember me? And when they started texting me, I was like, I don't remember, like, I have no idea who you are. And they're like, you know me? And I was like, have I met you? And they're like, yes. And they're like, when? And they were, and then Amy was like, less than a year ago. And I was like, at this point, I knew who it was because the username just clicked with me that it was an old account that, like, it matched. And I was like, oh my god. And I was like, did I only meet you once? And Amy was like, nope, more. We used to hang out. I miss you. And I was like, why do you only follow, I almost said her name, but my friend and I, and she was like, new account, good, don't go on here a lot. And I was like, do you know her? And she's like, not really, I can't tell you who I am, I really can't. And I'm like, sorry. And she was like, don't be sorry, I should be if I told you who I was. you would be pissed. And I was like, well, why do you follow my friend? And she's like, because goals. And I was like, so creepy. And she was like, I've been following her for a while on my other account too, but you have my other account blocked. And at that point, I messaged my friend and I was like, block her like ASAP right now. And she was like, because you used to talk about her. And she was like, and then I was like, she was like, do you know who I am? And I was like, yeah, you're Amy and stuff. And she was like, I was like, I know because I recognize your username. And she was like, I'm surprised you're still talking to me. Didn't answer. But I do miss you. Didn't answer. At this point, I stopped answering because I don't want to talk to her. And she was like, I was going through my Twitter and found so many memories of when we used to hang out and send a picture and stuff. She, like, apologized and stuff. And then the creepy part is where she's like, I actually work like a minute away from you now, from your house and school. And when she said that, I was like, that's so creepy. I was like, get away from me. Thank God I don't go to that school anymore. Because, like, God knows, at this point, I was so afraid that she'd show up at, like, my school or my house. And so I ignore this account, and I'm like, ugh. A couple weeks later, she makes a fake Twitter account identity to pretend that she's someone else to follow me and be like, oh, I'm like your huge fan, like I watch your YouTube videos, all this stuff, and follows me on it. I ignore it because Amy, she's not the smartest. She quoted her, like, regular personal account, so I knew it was her right away. And so I ignored it and stuff, and then when she realized it wasn't working and I wasn't going to answer her because I knew who it was, she stopped. And again, I thought this would be over, but just the other day, she makes another new account, pretending to be another fake person, trying to get me to talk to her. And the same thing, she quoted her personal account, and I knew it was her. And if people are looking at my Twitter and the replies to my tweet and stuff, they probably think I'm so mean because it looks like, to anyone else, it looks like a fan and I'm just like ignoring them and stuff. But the reason I don't, if it was anyone else, of course I would answer them. But with her, like, I'm not going to answer it because I don't want to encourage her or make her think there's any hope that we're going to be friends again and stuff. And so I was talking to my mom, and I told her that I was, like, afraid she's going to show up at my work or something. My mom said I actually saw her drive by the house just the other week. And there would be no reason, like, where my house is located for her to ever drive by my house. And it freaked me out so badly that, like, today, right now, I was scared to be home alone. Just because, like, cyber stalking, the cops will not do anything about it. They'll just be like, sorry, we can't do anything about it till something serious happens. And then usually it's too late. And, like, her driving by my house just makes me, like, it's so serious. Like, it makes, it just freaks me out so badly. And I've told her before, like, don't contact me ever again and stuff, and I had to threaten a while ago to get a restraining order against her, and my mom and I, like, actually considered it. And now fast forward to now, I wish that I would have actually got a restraining order, and I eventually might have to if this doesn't stop. And I hope if she watches this video, she realizes that it's scary and she needs to stop contacting me and trying to talk to me or see me or any of that, because it is unwanted. And I've told her that before many times, and to not contact me ever again. And I hope I won't have to make an update video follow up to this story time, that it'll just end after this. But like I said many times, I thought it would end. And I just want to let you know that this is the only instance with a toxic friendship that I've had this happen. But I'm very glad I got out of the friendship that we had, because I just became so much happier, and I wasn't so stressed, and my grades got better, and I was able to pay attention to my friends more and my family, and my life just improved so much, and I wasn't constantly being beaten down and bullied and sad every single day. And so I just want other young girls to know that it's okay. That just because they say that they're your friend, it doesn't mean that they are. They can still bully you, and they can still be toxic to you. And it is completely okay to get out of that relationship. There is nothing wrong with it at all. And so I really hope by watching this, if you are, it gives you the strength to be able to get out of that friendship. Or if you need anyone to ever talk to, my Twitter DMs are always open for these exact reasons, so people, if they need to, they can message me, and if they need advice on how to get out of any toxic relationship, then they can DM me and I'll talk farther with you. And yeah, if you have any stalker stories, then definitely share them in the comments below. I think this is all for mine. I'm trying to think if I left anything out. I mean, I kind of just summarized, like, the things that she would do and say to me as just being really mean and stuff. Because a lot of them I blocked out of my memory. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I blocked so much out of our memory. And, oh, even one time, I was practicing driving with my mom, and she was like, we're hanging out right now. And I was like, I'm driving and stuff, and she's like, no, we're hanging out. She came to my house, and I got into the car with her because, to be honest, I was scared of what would happen if I didn't hang out with her that day. So yeah, I guess that's just an example. But I think that's all for this video. So yeah, comment if you have any stalker stories below. Go watch Tana's videos in the description, and give this video a thumbs up if you like me doing story times. And hit the subscribe button because I post videos every week. And with that said, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.